The double leg takedown, wrestling's nuclear option.
The double leg takedown isn't just a wrestling move. It's the atomic bomb of MMA grappling. When executed perfectly, it's like watching a freight train collide with a paper wall. The mechanics are deceptively simple. Drop your level, shoot forward, wrap both arms around your opponent's legs, and drive through like your life depends on it. Georges St-Pierre turned the double leg into an art form by disguising it. His jab and his double leg shot started with the exact same motion. Opponents would prepare for the punch, and suddenly they'd find themselves on their back, staring at the ceiling, wondering what just happened. That's the beauty of integration, when striking and grappling become one fluid weapon. But here's the dark side, the guillotine counter. Every time you shoot, you're offering your neck on a silver platter. The key is head position. Keep it tight against their hip. Never let it drift to the center. The power of the double leg lies in its finality. When it works, it doesn't just take you down, it plants you with authority. The single leg takedown, the surgeon's scalpel. If the double leg is a sledgehammer, the single leg is a surgeon's scalpel. Precise, calculated, and devastatingly effective. This is the takedown for the thinking fighter, the one who understands that sometimes less is more. Khabib Nurmagomedov didn't just use single legs. He weaponized them. Single leg defended, switched to a body lock. Body lock stuffed, flow into an inside trip. It's like watching a chess grandmaster who's always 3 moves ahead. The high crotch variation is particularly nasty. You're grabbing that leg way up in the groin area, giving you incredible leverage. But here's what most people don't understand. It's as much about mental warfare as technique. When you're hopping on one foot, trying to maintain balance while someone's trying to take you down, panic sets in. Your breathing changes, your decision-making deteriorates. The ankle pick, the gentleman's takedown. The ankle pick is the most elegant takedown in all of MMA. It's not about brute force, it's about leverage, timing, and understanding that your opponent's head and feet are connected by an invisible string. Pull one and the other follows. What makes the ankle pick beautiful is its safety. You're not diving into the danger zone where knees and guillotines live. You're staying upright, using physics to do the heavy lifting. The setup is everything. You need that collar tie, that control of their head. Pull their head down over their lead foot, then pick that ankle like you're plucking a flower. John Jones used ankle picks throughout his career, but he added his own twist. He'd use them to set up other attacks. Miss the ankle pick? No problem. Now your opponent's weight is shifted and you can capitalize with something else. Judo hip throws, the art of using force against force. Judo brings something completely different to MMA, the philosophy of using your opponent's energy against them. The ogoshi, or major hip throw, is like watching someone get launched by a human catapult. You step across their body, load your hip underneath their center of gravity, and use your entire body as a lever. When Ronda Rousey was in her prime, watching her hit hip throws was like watching a master craftsman at work. She didn't just throw people, she made it look effortless. But here's what makes judo throws so dangerous. They're not just takedowns, they're potential fight enders. The impact can rattle your opponent's brain, break ribs, or knock the wind out completely. The harai goshi, or sweeping hip throw, is particularly devastating against aggressive opponents. They're pushing forward and suddenly you're using all that momentum to launch them over your hip. It's like redirecting a charging bull. Judo foot sweeps and trips, the subtle art of destruction. Judo's foot techniques are like watching a magician at work. One moment your opponent is standing, the next they're on the ground, and they're not sure how they got there. The osotogari, or major outer reap, is the king of trips in MMA. You control their upper body and use your leg to sweep their supporting leg from behind. Uchimata, the inner thigh throw, is considered the Mona Lisa of judo techniques. In MMA, it's not just a takedown, it's a perfect counter to single leg attempts. Your opponent shoots for your leg and suddenly they're flying through the air. The beauty of these techniques is in their subtlety. The ouchigari and kuchigari are like gentle nudges that send people tumbling. You're not overpowering anyone, you're just removing the foundation they're standing on. Sambo, the Soviet war machine. Sambo isn't just a martial art, it's a philosophy that says, why choose between wrestling and judo when you can have both? Developed in the Soviet Union as the ultimate combat system, Sambo took the best techniques from every grappling art and forged them into something complete. Fedor Emelianenko was the perfect embodiment of Sambo in MMA. His casting punches weren't just strikes, they were setups for throws. His throws weren't just takedowns, they were setups for ground and pound. Khabib Nurmagomedov took Sambo's chain wrestling philosophy and turned it into psychological torture. Single leg to body lock to inside trip, relentlessly breaking opponent's will. Combat Sambo adds striking, creating complete martial artists who understand how every element of fighting connects. It's not wrestling plus striking, it's a unified system where everything works together. Quick pause. If you're learning something new about the ground game, smash that like button. Now, let's talk about the most dangerous place to attempt a takedown. Cage wrestling, where takedowns go to die or thrive. The cage isn't just a boundary, it's a weapon, tool, and sometimes a trap. Wall wrestling has become its own specialized discipline with techniques that don't exist in traditional grappling. For the offensive wrestler, the cage is like having a third hand. Drive your opponent into the fence, and their footwork is neutralized. But the cage can also be defensive. Fighters use the fence to wall walk back to their feet, posting against the cage to create leverage that doesn't exist in open space. The body lock against the cage has become one of the most dominant positions in modern MMA. You're pinning them against an immovable object while working for the takedown. The psychological aspect is huge. Being pressed against the cage feels claustrophobic. Your breathing changes, decision-making suffers, and you're not the same fighter who was comfortable in open space. Reactive takedowns, the art of perfect timing. The most beautiful takedowns aren't the ones you force. They're the ones you time perfectly, using your opponent's aggression against them. Your opponent throws a wild overhand right, their balance shifts forward, and suddenly there's a window for a perfectly timed double leg. Georges St-Pierre was the master of this. He would use his jab and footwork to make opponents react, then time his shots perfectly. It wasn't about being faster, it was about being smarter, understanding the fight's rhythm and finding the perfect moment to change levels. The psychological impact is enormous. When someone uses your own aggression against you, it's demoralizing. It makes you second-guess your offense, hesitant to commit to strikes. Takedown defense, the great equalizer. Your takedown defense isn't just a skill, it's your lifeline. The sprawl is the foundation, but modern defense goes far beyond that. The whizzer can turn defense into offense. The underhook battle in the clinch is like chess played at light speed. The guillotine choke is the ultimate high-risk counter to takedown attempts. Your opponent shoots, exposes their neck, and suddenly they're in danger, but miss it, and you often pull them into your guard. John Jones had some of the best takedown defense in UFC history because he understood takedowns so well he could see them coming from miles away. He wasn't just defending the shot, he was defending the setups, the entire sequence. The mental game, where takedowns are really won and lost. Here's what most people don't understand. Takedowns aren't just physical techniques, they're psychological warfare. The threat of a takedown changes everything about how a fight unfolds, even if it never happens. Think about how Khabib's reputation affected opponents before they stepped into the cage. The feint is just as powerful as the actual takedown. A simple level change can make an opponent drop their hands. A fake shot can cause premature sprawling. What separates good takedown artists from great ones isn't just technique, it's making opponents think about takedowns constantly. The ultimate mind game is the takedown that sets up the knockout. Your opponent becomes so focused on defending ending takedowns, they forget about strikes entirely. Then you stay standing and knock them out cold. Conclusion: the takedown as the ultimate strategic weapon. Every takedown we've covered represents a different philosophy of control, but they all share one thread: imposing your will on another human being. The takedown isn't just a technique, it's the ultimate strategic weapon in MMA, the bridge between all fighting disciplines and the skill that separates complete fighters from one-dimensional specialists. Final call to action. Which takedown do you think is most effective in modern MMA? Team, double leg power, or ankle pick precision? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. If this breakdown helped you understand the ground game better, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the techniques that make MMA the most complex combat sport on the planet. Until next time, keep training, keep learning, and remember, in MMA, the fight is won or lost in the details.